Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. Firstly, I'd like to wish you all a very happy new year and I hope you guys enjoy your holidays. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever TV series slash film review video, so I hope you like this new style of content. Cobra Kai Season 4 just dropped on Netflix on the 31st of December 2021 and I could not wait to binge watch the season. Being a lifelong fan of the Karate Kid films from the 80s, I was introduced to Cobra Kai back when I was in college. That was around 2017 or 2018. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into this review with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the review. All the characters have some serious character development in the season. Personally, I really enjoyed seeing the dynamic between Johnny and Daniel. That was pretty cool. Miguel and Johnny as well, and also Miguel and Daniel. Because we did see, Johnny getting a little jealous of Daniel at some points. And then we also see, the dynamic between Johnny and his son Robbie towards the end. So that was pretty interesting. There is also a new character introduced in the season named Kenny, who really caught my eye, who really had such a wonderful and fulfilling story arc. So Sam versus Story was also an interesting plot point. I know that they're involved in a lot of this teenage drama, and the series is actually criticized a lot because of all this teenage drama. But I felt like the season had just enough of it and it didn't overdo it too much, so that was cool. The themes of the story and the plots are more mature in my opinion, and they work together quite well. There are so many references, definitely so many references to the original Karate Kid films. Also a lot of references to 80s pop culture, which is like really awesome, and I really enjoyed that about this show. And also shout out to the creators for putting in a lot of references to Bloodsport, especially in this season. There was a point where they even went to the drive-in theater to watch a Bloodsport, so the Cobra Kai, it was pretty cool. So the highlight for me this season is definitely how the season redeems the third Karate Kid movie. I remember how the character of Terry Silver in that movie was definitely like a man who was just a two-dimensional character. He didn't really have a lot of nuance or character depth in him, and they rectify that pretty well in this new season, giving him a lot of nuance. They handled his character very, very well. Thomas Ian Griffith is a very, very talented actor, and we can really see his range in this role. And then another highlight for me was Hawk, and just his character development. It was so amazing to see. In season 3 we saw like how he was beginning to question Sensei Kreese, his methods, and also he was beginning to question like who he had become. So season 4 Hawk really has this arc throughout the season, which is so interesting to see, because he regrets what he did when he was a part of Cobra Kai. He regrets how he hurt people he loved. Yeah, so this is like a redemption arc in season 4, so that was pretty interesting to see. I think he should change his name to Phoenix, because when his hair was cut by the Cobra Kai gang, and then how he lost all his confidence, but then slowly he began to build it back up, and how he rose from the ashes. So that was a very interesting story arc, I would say. When he won the tournament, the boys division against Robbie, it was just the icing on the cake. It was so amazing to see him win and rising up from all the adversity, and those were the two highlights of mine from Cobra Kai Season 4. Let's talk about the soundtrack and the music. The soundtrack for Cobra Kai in the past seasons has always been excellent. Even with this season, it's just amazing. It is a blend of like so many elements from the 80s 80s sounds, even the Japanese influence there, because Mr. Miyagi, Okinawa, all of that, and electronic elements to make it more appealing to modern audiences. Even using rock and a lot of synth rock and synthwave as well. So that was pretty cool. The licensed music is always on point, like all the music which they licensed for the series, for the different episodes in the seasons, in the various seasons. It's just on point, and it really goes well with all the visuals. The soundtrack really does not disappoint, and the way the music really helps to enhance the visual storytelling, it's just brilliant. The scene where Johnny and Daniel address the students for the first time in episode 1, it really shows us how well the creators really put together all the elements together. Even the soundtrack, it really works well for that moment where they're talking over each other, kind of. So it really goes well. The soundtrack really goes well with that scene as well. Coming to the controversial thing for this season, Carrie Underwood's appearance, yeah, it was definitely very controversial to most of the fan base. But I enjoyed the cameo because she sang a song which is very close to me. After Karate Kid 1, I remember after Mr. Miyagi turns towards the camera and then the movie ends, it's like the song starts, Moment of Truth. So that's the song she covers in the series in season 4 during the karate tournament, and there's a montage of all the fights. So I mean, a lot of fans thought that it should have been an artist who's more relevant to the 80s, but I would justify that by saying, during the committee meeting which they had, they looked at a graph where talking about how the female audience is growing to the female audience which comes to the events, the All Valley is growing, and they should look into growing that audience and reaching out to that audience. So I think Carrie was a good logical choice for the cameo. I know it's a controversial take, but those are just my thoughts on that, as well as the soundtrack and the music. So in conclusion, Cobra Kai is definitely a very good show. It pays homage to the original Karate Kid series very nicely. Season 4 overall, it was very nostalgic, especially bringing back characters like Terry Silver. It was very timely for our generation, adding Kenny and some other new characters into the mix. It even is very inspirational because we saw overcoming different hurdles, like if you look at the life of Tori or if you look at the life of Hawk. So it's very inspirational. There are definitely a lot of funny moments, so I really enjoyed that. So heading into season 5, there's a lot of tension. There's so many plot points which are yet to be fully fleshed out. Season 5 is summing up to be pretty intense and a lot to live up to after season 4. It was definitely a good season of television. So coming to the rating, I would give this season 9 out of 10 because it really does a good job of hooking the viewer. It really hooked me, wanting to know more what happens next and things like that. And it also really got me switching sides a lot. I know, I wasn't rooting for just one character. I found myself rooting for multiple characters at different points. Certain times I was rooting for Sam, certain times for Tori, and it was all, it really does a good job of making the characters nuanced. So that is my rating, just because of how well it does all of that. So my rating is a 9 out of 10. So guys, that was my review for Cobra Kai Season 4. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you like this new format of me doing reviews. Let me know your favorite characters from Cobra Kai or from the original Karate Kid franchise, because a lot of the characters are here now, are in Cobra Kai, except for Julie Pierce, who was in the next Karate Kid. So I don't know if she's coming next in season 5. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time with another video. Until then, bye bye.